thank you. Let's call to order the Finance Audit Tendering Administration Committee meeting for Wednesday, November the 5th. Could I have any declarations of conflict of interest? None. Seeing none, just on the approval of the agenda, John McAleer is the chair. John is away. John asked me to step in his place. So I'm just seeing this after it gets sent out to everybody. But on C, the Irving Street redevelopment project, that's on there. It was a notice of motion for, I believe Councilor Tweel had asked for a number of background information on staff time, so on. So that's really strategic priorities file. The ones that we're talking about this. So that report should go through your strategic priorities. Give that update. So. I would ask for an approval of the agenda, just A, B, and D for items.
Just on that, Mr. Chair, I think the report that Director of Innovative Growth, Mike Buss, will be giving us will be the financial aspect, and I think that's why CADC is here. Is that correct, Aaron?
Partially, I suppose. I did speak to Michael Roos as he was collecting data for what you're describing there. I'm not speaking to that work today.
Yeah. And I think in terms of the reporting, I don't know where it goes through, but I know that if the director is at the meeting, he'll be at our Wednesday's meeting, regular monthly meeting in November, and he'll give the full report there at that meeting. I don't think there's nothing coming from the committee itself. So I'd just like to leave it on and just to push it through, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's up to the committee, I guess, but this is a file that's been under strategic priorities from the start. It's not a financial ask, it's an update of where we've been. It's project management, consulting service, design engineer, construction tender, estimated operational staffing costs. This is what was asked for.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's a strategic priorities file to report on, not us.
Yeah.
I think it's jumping the queue. I think when they want financing, it will come to finance.
I think when the
I don't think there's anything pressing here. There's no ask. It's just the update of the information that Council 3 would look for. So this would be through who's strategic priorities now.
that's Councillor Mattard.
Yeah.
But Councillor Mattard did ask the question when it was brought up by, and I don't know where Michael is. Does he come to the meeting? He was asked by Councillor Mattard, does that go through our committee? And he said, no, it does go through your committee. It's a finance issue. But again, the report, Mr. Chair, will be given to council, not by the committee chair, the acting chair, the interim chair. It'll be given by Mr. Michael Russ. He's done the work. That's all it is.
Right. I guess if you want to keep it in the right committees, it should go to strategic priorities and they can report on it. We haven't worked on it, so.
It can go
I'll
back to
ask
strategic-
committee, what do you want to do?
I want to leave it on.
Okay, and Anna, what do you want to do?
Yeah, no, I just to clarify, so Michael is chairing another meeting right now. He had a conflict at 12, but he's looking to get here as soon as possible to speak to his items.
No, but that doesn't matter. If the committee responsible for strategic priorities, then that's where it should go. This is not a financial ask, this is an update.
Yeah.
That's what's asked for. So we're jumping from committee to committee, but if I was chairing the committee, I was chairing strategic priorities committee. That's where it starts, that's where it should go back.
But again, I go back to what Michael, Councillor Mattard did ask, does this go back to strategic priorities? And my understanding was that Michael said, no, it doesn't go back to strategic priorities.
Well, then Michael's right.
Well, I'm just saying that we have an opportunity just to listen to the report that will be
It's
forwarded.
interesting to hear his perspective on
Who's that?
Michael's.
Anyway,
Richard, is he-
Yeah, so one piece of information, it does deal with real estate, and typically real estate does come through finance as a rationale for having it at finance today.
well, Richard, we're not dealing with real estate, we're dealing with an update on what's happened so far. That's what Councilor Tweel asked for, wanted an update. We want an update of how much staff time, what's the budget that we're preparing, who's doing the consulting. So this is a review of what's been done so far. This hasn't been financed, this has been strategic priority leading the file.
And
This is
again,
strategic priority is where it should go.
as
That's
with
my
any,
opinion.
anything, I mean, it's to the committee to decide if you wanna have it today or not, yeah.
I'm
That's your decision.
Committee can decide if they wanna leave it here or not.
I want to leave it on the agenda.
So, Your Worship, you wanna leave it here?
Yes.
Alana, what do you want to do?
You know, if I didn't have the background information, which was that it was specifically asked at the notice of motion evening in September where this would go. And it was told to council that it was heading back to finance. So if we now wait, strategic priorities have already met this month, so it's gonna be a whole other month that Councillor Twill has to wait. So that's the part that bothers me, is that it was misdirected to this committee. So Councillor Bernard, you're not wrong, it doesn't belong here. But that's where the senior leadership team told it to go. So I don't think it's fair that Councillor Twill has to wait a whole other month. So, you know, that's on senior leadership to answer to that. So I say leave it here, not because I agree it belongs here, but because the notice of motion went on long enough. And if it was in error brought to this committee, then I guess our CAO and senior leadership team can deal with that on a go-forward basis, on making sure things get directed in the right place.
Okay, well, if that's the committee's wishes, to me, sometimes two wrongs don't make a right, but anyway, I hear what you're saying, too.
Yeah.
So, so your worship, you want it to stay here?
Mr. Chair, are you firm on moving it to strategic priorities? What's like,
Well,
your wish is confusing me, what's,
It's really up to committee. To
Yeah.
me, if you want it, if you want the responsibilities to follow the proper line, then strategic priorities would be where it goes. It's a hill or die on, no. If you guys want it to go ahead today, go ahead. I'm just saying, if you want to follow the proper process, then that would be strategic priorities, because they let the file. So,
which possibly it will go back to, but I think to answer the questions, it will be our Director of Integrated Growth, Michael Russ, that will be speaking to, because he did the report. Is that correct?
You will be speaking to it, yeah.
So I'd leave it with him. Good,
Okay, so you just want to leave it on there?
okay. Thank you.
All right, so approval of the agenda as it stands.
Right.
Move. Second. Approval of the previous draft minutes, October 21st, 2025. Can I have a mover and a
Moved.
second? Moved by Alana, second by your worship. Any business arising from the minutes? Seeing none, we'll start on the reports. So Lane, you're up with update on matters of interest to finance.
Thank you, Chair. So just a few items there I'll touch on. Everything else is the typical information that we provide in the report. So the 24-25 year-end audit, there's still some final queries that we need to clear there. We had a meeting with MRSB, our accounting firm, yesterday, and at this point, I want to introduce Isaac Aola, who's our new assistant manager. I'm not sure if he's met all of council yet, so I want to make it a point to introduce him.
Welcome, Isaac. I met you when I came in, but I wasn't sure what your role was, so now I know. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
So Isaac and Sabakun, our senior accountant, met with MRSB yesterday. There's final queries that we need to clear with respect to the payroll side. So we're meeting with HR tomorrow to work with them to get those final queries cleared. We are aiming for the end of November to have those audited financial statements available. And we're still trying to work towards that right now, but we'll provide an update if it does spill into December for purposes of getting those approved through the committee and council.
So Lane, I noticed in the minutes you're looking to send a letter to the province for an extension.
Yes.
So how long extension is it, 3 weeks?
So we did ask for an extension until November 30th.
Okay.
We did identify some of the issues that were challenging us now, just in terms of the turnover and myself and a lot of our staff being new. So we asked for November 30th, and we said we'd advise them if anything would change with respect to that. So that's something to note if our timelines change.
So has that been approved?
So I haven't received feedback from the province yet. Our deadline was October the 15th. We had sent it in advance of that, so
Okay, great.
and from what I see, that's kind of a practice that we've done in the past if there's been extenuating circumstances where we couldn't get that deadline, so.
Okay, perfect.
So just to ask, Mr. Chair, this is not a first time we've requested an extension. I know in the past we've
Right.
asked. Yeah, good, thank you.
The 26-27 budget process, so the pre-budget town halls are complete. There was 4 that we did over the span of the last couple of weeks back into October. We do note that the turnout was relatively low for those, but a thanks to the communications team and the department heads for participating in those. We were well equipped and set up to meet with the residents that were there. So the online survey on charlottetownhall.ca was scheduled to close yesterday, November 4th. And again, feedback from the communications staff was that feedback is still relatively low. I think Jessica mentioned like 20 plus submissions yesterday, so where in previous years I think it was around 70 last year. So we're going to talk about keeping that open for another period longer, just to ensure everyone has had.
I think, Lane, just to comment on that, I think it is good that the city, makes it available. As you say, I know the online last year was somewhat significant. Did you just say 70?
It was about 70 last year.
Which is pretty good. I guess it's good that the city makes it available for public comment. I think for the most part, if you're home or you can do it online, whatever, I think next year, maybe we may go back to the city hall and online. I think there's probably a lot of staff resources to be moving around the community, but I can understand trying it.
Yep, exactly.
Anyway, no, thanks for that.
Okay, and so departments are working on their initial draft workbook, so they were directed to identify any information that they would have now in terms of pressures that would have to be noted for next year, and also to update the forecast in terms of where they are. So we met with departments this morning as part of our department heads meeting, and there's a little bit more work to be done there, so well, we're going to have to
adjust the
revisit our
timelines a bit, be a little more flexible on our deadlines. We're still in transition, we're still, Isaac's new, we're in the process of identifying a new finance manager, we're doing some work with MRSP to fill some of the gaps, we've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so we just want to have, update our realistic budget calendar for staff and take some time. I know some of the departments are waiting for input from other sources to meet those deadlines, so that's not lost on us. So we're going to be our message to staff this morning was to get into your workbooks, get your head in that, but we understand that there's things out of your control that are not going to be able to to meet some of those deadlines. So we'll be updating a budget calendar just to reflect some of those realities, and in the next day or so, and communicate that to staff and council.
And I did just want to touch base on that because I did meet with, discuss this with the manager. I understood they were looking to do some operational budget numbers, and I'm just thinking that we're still within a half a year of the budget expiring. I think we probably should be concentrating our efforts on the capital budget now. Start putting numbers in now for operation this early, and we know they're going to change. So personally, I think you work on the capital budget now and get the capital budget passed by January, and then you have January, February, March to do the operational budget. Capital budget really shouldn't take long. I say January because we're in November, and December, as we know, is pretty much the last month. But we can get it passed towards the end of December, probably January for their capital, and that's out of the way. I mean, we just have an operation to deal with it, and then you're doing January numbers, it's a lot more accurate. That would be my recommendation. I just gonna push those. So, did you have anything else, Lane?
No, just an update on the manager of finance position, that posting closed last week, October 30th, and we have 7 applications and they're currently being screened, so with interviews hopefully to happen very soon.
Okay. And I just want to take a moment, Lane, because you are departing fairly soon.
Yes.
We will miss you. It was disappointing to hear you were leaving. But the time that you've had here, you've done incredible work. Just wanted to recognize you publicly. It's sad that you're leaving, but I understand that it's hard to say no. But thank you for all the work that you put in here. It's been great work. It's helped us get back on track here financially. So hopefully your phone is still available. We want to call, you things answered. We appreciate that. But again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. When do you leave?
Tomorrow's my last day.
So again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just a question, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
So if I just go to page 6 there on your update, tenders RFP, RFQ update.
Yes,
Removal of the 3 structures. That closed, correct?
correct.
And back in July 16th, I know that our director of community services brought it to finance. Is it not coming to finance today, or is it that tender, where's that going? Because it was brought to us back in July, remember
That's
that?
right, yep, I do.
So is there, did we change?
I noticed it's in the minutes listed as closed and it's coming to committee tomorrow, November 6th. So I'm not sure what committee that was.
What's committee is-
Public Works.
Oh, it's going to Public Works now?
Yeah.
Why did we go to Public Works in the first place?
Good question.
Oh, okay. So it goes to Public Works, then it'll have to come back here.
No.
That depends, is the money budgeted for it?
Yeah.
No, that's why. It's already budgeted.
So it is for Public Works, not going anywhere else, is it, Richard? Because it did, Alberta, the reason I'm not asking you, because Richard took it to us in July.
It fits under the property acquisition, land acquisition, which is a public works budget, that's why it will
Okay.
be mentioned at our committee meeting tomorrow, but the money is allocated
Okay.
in the budget, so.
Because one of the tenders is $0, no at all. Anyways, we'll discuss that tomorrow. That is the proper committee, correct? Okay, thank you, that's all I want to know, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next report will be the Province House District Streetscape Project. You may recall that came through economic development. I see Aaron Hansen is here, if there's any questions going to be answered. Basically what we're asking for there is, Aaron had done a presentation to our committee. This has to do with the historic district, focusing in on Sydney Street. We're looking at that district there with with the work that's going on with the Federation Center and the Province House. And we know that Sydney Street, probably Dorchester Street also, we know that it's on the radar for water and sewer replacement. So we were looking to get the Sydney Street planning done. So we have the plans prepared for whenever that construction work does, the replacement of the water and sewer and the streets and sidewalks does get work done, then we'll have this plan in place. So this was sent up to finance, for finance's consideration to implement it to part of the financial budget, upcoming budget, to be able to get the design done for Sydney Street. So we'll be ready when the construction plans do go ahead for Sydney Street. So I don't know if anybody has any questions on that. Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
So thank you, Chair. Are you saying that you're looking for the green light to put this into next year's upcoming budget? Or are you asking for transferred funds to start this right away?
Well, I guess if there's funds available left over from this year that can be transferred over, we would ask that, but if not, we would be asking to prepare it for the next year's budget. It was not budgeted for in this budget, but if the finance managers then find money that they can allocate towards it, the council wants to do that, we can. So either or. But we're just looking to get the design, at least if the design's done, when that construction starts, we will be ready to do it properly.
So just a follow-up question. So if we have leftover money, that would be one thing to take to council. But do we normally take something to council in preparation for next year's budget when we haven't even really brought the entire budget as a whole yet? I mean, I could see if this was new money for this year and we wanna move some money around, that makes sense. But if we're holding off and it's for next year's budget, would that not come under the whole umbrella of next year's budget? So if we have money now, it's like, great, let's move it on to council and
Right.
ask them to move money around. But if it's actually for next year's budget, can we really actually allocate money for next year's budget before we see the big picture and the whole budget?
I think to answer that, what I would say is when we're looking at next year's budget, and this is one of the requests that would go ahead into next year's budget that's being asked for, similar to a lot of other requests that we ask for, whether it's new streets being paved or whatever. And I think for this being the design, I don't think this is capital expenditure. Design would be under operation, would not, right? Even though it's a $300,000.
Yeah, so typically if council allocates money for the construction portion of basically if the project's approved in theory, then the design associated with that could be considered as capital.
So then if the Public Works Department come back and said that they have money within their capital that they could use towards the design, then they would bring that to council. Council would have to vote if they want to do that. If that money's not there, we will have to have a project budget for next year, some of the other projects. But this is design, it's not the project to be done, this is design. So,
So, Mr. Chair, if I could go to page 18, I don't know if you have it, could you just show them there at length?
Sure.
So, is this B Sydney Street, I'm just trying to clarify, 2021, 2024, right? So, is it everything on that list? Water system, stormwater, hardscape, landscaping, is it just the top two, Aaron?
Actually, if you look down lower to the second bottom
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
You'll see design and
$309,000.
that's what we're asking for, that number. That's to do the detailed design and basically bring this to be shovel ready.
Okay,
So the moment you're ready to click go, you just have the document to put to tender.
okay, so if I
similar,
went, go ahead, sir.
similar to what we have to do on sidewalk.
Yeah. Oh, no, this is work we're responsible for. So in A Richmond Street, it's 457,000. Did we do that already?
We've not done any of the other streets, no,
Okay, so
nothing is
you're
done.
starting in Sydney.
We can start wherever the city would like, but if we wanna start right now, Sydney is the right street.
Okay.
If we're gonna push it a year, Victoria Row may be done by then, and you could choose to do Victoria Row.
Yeah, and I think
That's
that,
Richmond Street.
I think that comes down, Your Worship, to Public Works and water resource plans on when they're gonna replace the water lines, the sewer lines. So if that's next year, you wanna have the design ready for this.
And I think, Mr. Chair, Aaron's familiar with the Bevins' project on this.
Yeah.
Queen,
Yeah.
Dorchester and King.
Yep.
That's not on your list here, that would be
That's a different project.
that's a different project, which I don't think you're involved in, but.
Well, this project had a pretty specific scope.
Yeah.
And we were warned about scope creep going down the streets closer to toward
gonna happen.
water.
It's
So
gonna
this
happen.
cuts off at Sydney Street, yes, but the Bevins are bringing up the next two streets, King and Dorchester.
Yes. So again, can I ask, again, our Director of Community Services, could this fall under SHIF? Canadian Housing Infrastructure Fund. There is housing,
But is it an increase to housing?
potentially.
We'd need to present that. We would need to present that as our argument.
But I think what we're talking here today is design.
Oh, yes.
It's not actually the project. I think you're talking about the project would fall under SHIP, but the design, I don't believe would. You have to do the design.
But,
So I think that's all we're asking, have the design done so that you're shovel ready when that time comes.
but design is part of the total cost. That's all I'm looking at, is the total cost for SHIP is, you just don't put in design, you put in construction, contingency, total with
No,
contingency.
that's the project.
know.
Design, it's the 300.
For SHIF, Canadian Housing Infrastructure Fund, you have to put out all the line items.
Right, so when that,
I
when that, when that
I
time-
support it.
No, I know, but when that time comes, that's when those other funding partners would fall into place when you're actually doing the construction.
Yeah, I support it. I'm just trying to get a big picture here, so. We'll be looking, we're gonna look into shift for this, or we already looked into it?
We haven't looked at it.
Okay, okay.
But again, I don't think shift would qualify for the design details. It qualify for
Anything
the
part of the
project.
construction, anything part of the construction,
I think the first question is, can we find the money in the existing?
Exactly.
moved.
Great. I mean, sure, we moved it, but it would probably be a lot less confusing if we could find it in this existing budget. Because for us to say, yes, we're gonna put it in next year's budget, that's precluding what's going to happen at the vote for budget when we haven't even done that yet.
No, it doesn't, because you have to vote on the budget.
That's what I mean.
So if we add it, if we add it as part of the project, as every other project, at the end of the day, council would decide
Right.
if they want to do it or not. So that's when the vote will happen. I mean, right now, I think what we're asking is, we're asking finance's approval for, you want to move ahead on the design of 70th Street.
Yeah.
Not doing the project, just moving ahead of the design to have it ready.
Yeah,
That's what we're asking.
and I get that, but, and I get that, but my brain keeps taking me back to, that's still a budget item for next year. And we can't make a decision on a budget item for next year because we have the whole budget to look
But
at.
we're not making a decision on the budget for next year.
We are on that one item because we're saying, yeah, we're gonna put it in next year's budget, but we haven't even discussed next year's budget yet. Maybe I'm I'm not against the project, I think it's great.
But I think if we weren't able to find an existing and saying we're gonna allocate the money for the design in the next budget, you're saying that undermines the budget process.
Right.
I don't think we're there, I think
Yeah,
we could endorse by committee to see if we can find it under existing for the design. The whole project has still gotta go through the rigor
Gotcha.
of the budget
Okay.
progress.
that's right. Yeah.
Perfect,
What we're
yeah,
voting on is in page 11, the estimated design cost is $300,000.
Right.
Requested this amount during the city's 25-26 budget process. So all we're doing is the design, we've done designs in other,
Right.
then no, that's a completely. CAO is saying we're gonna find the design money in this year's
That's
budget. But this year is not so in this year's existing budget.
25-26.
Okay,
yeah, it's for this year's budget.
got it, yeah,
And
second it,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
got it.
You're
Okay,
good?
I'm good, yeah,
Okay.
perfect,
Green light.
green light, yeah.
Okay,
I think I'm still slightly confused. I understand that we're trying to do the engineering design for the street and the report does say that it is, the request is to find it in this year's budget.
Yep.
This is coming to finance committee, public works is here. Usually, engineering design does fall under capital. It is a capital cost that we've put in. We do have an engineering design budget under capital for projects that we would be looking to design for future construction, that's already there. Again, this going forward, I guess, what is, even if it does get approved at council, what is the next step? Is like, do we have a decision on which budget is it gonna look at public works engineering design budget or another budget that hasn't been realized from a different department that gets moved to add to that budget? Like what is
well,
the?
I would think, Albert, that if it's a public works project, it would be a public works design, and the public works can find $300,000 to do the design this year, then we would go ahead with it. If not, then it becomes part of the public works budget to request the money for next year.
No, that's clear, that's the ask, if there is funding left over
Yeah.
as it is right now before end of next fiscal, then Public Works will use that, okay.
So could I ask, Mr. Chair?
Yep.
Bottom of your capital budget, are you at 100% expenditure of what you budgeted at this point in time, in third quarter?
At this point in time, no,
No.
and I don't have the actual
Yeah, the updates
up-to-date
in our
numbers right now, engineering design, I believe was, in that current budget under engineering design, we wouldn't have enough money for this right now.
But you can
We
transfer
would-
it for somewhere else in your public works budget.
We would have to, we would have to see what else doesn't get realized and then transfer it into that funding or take it from another project that
And council would have to approve it.
That's right.
Okay, all
Thank
good?
Thank you.
Thank you. So moved by the mayor, second by the deputy mayor, we can move on, okay? So I guess we're doing the report on Lucy Street Irving redevelopment project, and Mike is not here.
What meeting is
Moved anyway. So we'll do e-permitting now, we'll come back to it then. We'll move on to the,
I believe Mike was going to present that one as well. Cause Donna was not able to make it.
it says Donna Miller.
Donna was not able to make it, so Mike was going to present on her behalf, is the last communication I got.
Okay, you wanna see if Mike's in the building?
He is the Houston Street one. I could present that one for him while we wait for him. He's on another meeting.
So we'll take a quick pause.
Okay.
Not here, we'll conclude the meeting. Thanks, Aaron.
See you guys.
Thanks, Albert.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, this is the e-permitting for the planning and hearings.
His worship is coming back.
Yes.
I'll do my best to work through the reports.
Oh, are you presenting instead of Mike?
I will let you know that there are reports there and we'll see what we can glean from the reports.
He's coming here now. So Richard's gonna do the report. So Richard, you wanna, go ahead?
So there was a notice of motion with a request for information regarding our development at 85 Houston Street. So all that information has been pulled together in this report. It outlines the financial summary and the funding partners for it are the city of Charlottetown at 1 million, ACOA at 500,000, and the province of Prince Edward Island at 500,000 to give us our $2 million budget, and then goes through the expenses that we have incurred to date for project management, consulting services, design and engineering. And most recently, we have the construction tender, which is the most important piece to it, that came in at 1.7 million. So our budgeting for this project's actually looking quite good. And there's a listing of all the people who've been involved with the project. Of course, Irving Oil, the lead on it, it was their property and they've donated it to the city. And then many people have helped to move this project forward, and we're very excited that in the next week or two we will have our groundbreaking up at 85 Houston to see a great development take place here within the city of Charlottetown.
Okay. Any questions? Oh, good. Okay, are you doing the e-permitting also?
I can do my best.
So,
Which-
okay, I'll let you go first. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a change request for our e-permitting implementation. And the staff recommendation that the Planning and Heritage Committee is recommending to the Finance Committee and subject to council approval that we have a change and a reallocation of $35,492 because we've just fallen short, I'm guessing, on the budget to complete this project. And this is a significant project for the city of Charlottetown in an effort to improve our electronic permitting within the city. So all of our permitting to have it more accessible to developers and a smoother process as they work with City Hall.
So, Richard, and I know you're jumping in there for Mike. I'm just wondering, has there any talk, this is basically to make it quicker for city works permits, licensing and so on?
Yes.
So are we working on AI to do any of the applications for us? Has that started yet?
Not so far, but that would be kind of the next step in integration and looking at that piece, how you can have more information and working with it, but this is not exactly artificial intelligence, this is an e-permitting process where.
Which I wonder why, like everybody's moving to AI, and I understand there's some municipalities now that have it down to 2 days to get a permit approved. Not a complicated, just a standard permit approved.
This is a move in that direction to have everything
So
accessible
it's not a waste of
and
money, we're going
online.
down this road and then we switch over to AI, so it is part of the, could be part of the transition.
Absolutely.
But just so you know, cause I sit on, I'm chair of that committee.
Okay.
AI has never been mentioned in any of this e-permitting. So although that could be a natural progression later, there is no AI element to this e-permitting.
Chair, I addressed this morning in our department heads meeting, just about, as we build up into our innovation task force, the need to look at AI options, embracing the policy, look at best practices, looking at ways to, find efficiencies. And so we are very much in that conversation, although it may not have been talked about. That is certainly something we
Right.
have waiting in the councils.
Because I know the conference where most of us were at, that was in Calgary last year, the FCM. This was talked about in the lens of a couple of different sections we were at, and then there was a firm that would help municipalities set up at no cost. And there were some examples given where, the permitting was a week and then it was down to, they were looking to get it down to 1 day. So I messaged the previous CAO at that time and led to believe that was something we're going to be looking at. Now maybe just never got around to it, but you're on it by the sound of it, Brad, so that's good. Okay. Any other questions? Worship, you have one?
No, I think this is something we've been working on for,
6
Madam
years.
Chair,
6
5 years, 6
Yeah.
years?
Yeah.
And money is some of the funding coming from HAP for e-permitting, is that one of our
Yes,
initiatives?
this
Yeah,
is
so
HAP.
this is money that's coming from the federal fund,
Yeah.
housing authority, so I support it.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
Yep, and you support it, so we're good to go.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Isaac, welcome aboard,
Thank you,
and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Could I just, under introduction, new business, I think you missed that.
Oh, you wanna introduce the new business? I was hoping to get.
First of all, I wanted to echo what the chair said.
Well, we tried.
Thank you, Chair. And Lane, I think your expertise in the provincial and now municipal, going back to provincial, was well received, and your professionalism at meetings, in council, standing committee meetings, and I know staff will miss you too. So, buddy, you got big shoes to fill. But I know
He's doing
you.
great so far.
What's that? Oh, look,
Isaac is doing
he's from
great.
Ghana. I know where he's from. I lived in the state next to you, Côte d'Ivoire. But I wanna say that, Mr. Chair, what I wanna just put on the radar is that on July 17th, we had a presentation from Habitat for Humanity. I just was at a get-together at Belvedere Golf Course, and Bev Beaton was there to find out where are we at with, remember we were speaking about some of the properties down in Beach Street? Nobody from the city has gotten back to them yet.
What properties on Beach Street? Is that
Uh,
anything to do with this committee?
it came through here, it was, they presented it here.
That was through,
That wasn't
that was through
when I was
Michael
at.
Russ.
That wasn't when I was at.
That was through Michael Russ.
Yeah, it
I
was,
just
it was,
saw
it was,
Strategic priorities.
no, it was
I
a
can follow
finance,
up with you
What's
on
that?
that.
What?
I can follow up on.
Yeah.
because we brought her in, because she's got the email to John McAleer also.
And what's,
We had 3 properties down there on Beach Street, and they're looking for some properties to develop, like we did out in Hunter
Lane?
Hunter Lane.
Oh, this is the vacant land, you mean?
Yes, Habitat,
Okay.
yeah, that's, do you not remember that?
I do, oh yeah, I
I
remember
remember
it.
the one at 100 Lane, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
I
thought
just
it
wanna
was a
follow
closed
up
session.
on that, see if we can get some information. Anyways, Lane, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move for adjournment?
Yes.
Move second. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.